It's the moment his father's been waiting for his whole life, and now Prince Harry has finally confirmed he will indeed be there at King Charles' coronation, but he'll be on his own. His wife Meghan has decided to remain in California with their children.
So the decision ends weeks of speculation as to whether the couple would show up in light of Harry's bombshell book Spare and its damaging details of the tensions within the royal family. So the question we're asking, is it right that he attends without his wife?
We're joined now by broadcaster Daisy Mcandrew. He says Meghan should come to the coronation as a mark of respect and to send a message of reconciliation. Have you been reading the papers?
I totally get that she's damned if she does and damned if she doesn't, but I just think this is a missed opportunity. It would have been lovely if she could have made it.
Yes, well, we also have Dr Shola here, who you'll know, a political commentator. Now, what do you think of this, that she's decided, well, they've decided as a couple, that she won't be here for this big, big occasion?
I think Meghan's decision to say no to the most powerful family in Britain and say no to the most talked about party in town is both admirable and inspiring. What Meghan is basically doing is she's exercised the power of no that comes from a place of self-worth, growth, maturity and self-preservation.
But do you think she might have sensed she wasn't welcome? So really it's more that she's been pushed out rather than...
No, I don't think that's
Daisy.
the case. I don't think that's the case because there are many factors here. I think that any wife out there who have bad in-laws like Meghan has with the royal family can deduce that Meghan has just drawn the line in the sand, and she's basically saying, I will attend royal events, but on my own terms. And what is more powerful is that Meghan is saying to the entire world, you know what? I am rejecting any notion that because I'm married into the royal family, I should be subject as bait for toxicity, rage and abuse. She's saying to society as a whole, you don't get to tell me who I should be as a woman, as a mother and as a wife.
You could equally argue that it would be a sign of real strength for her to come, to say, I belong here, my children, I have just christened my children Prince and Princess. They are, senior members of the royal family. We have a right to be here. This man walked me down the aisle and she spoke at the time and after the wedding how grateful she was and how close she felt. The beef between Harry and Meghan and the rest of the royals has never been directly directed towards King Charles. Harry himself has said he loves his father very much. He wants there to be a relationship there. And I think that after everything that's happened and all the toxic allegations of racism, many of which they have now backtracked on. They have said that the royal family is not racist. They said that to your colleague Tom Bradby. They've said that it was unconscious bias. So there are many things that have happened. A lot of people don't want Meghan here, and I understand that. That's not my position.
Could it be a sign of respect of her not coming because she doesn't want to take the limelight off the king? Because we know that
I think Meghan is damned if she comes. She's damned if she doesn't come.
I agree with that.
And can I just say, I'm sorry. I really love this story. I love the story about, oh, please show some respect. Well, where was the respect when they didn't show up for Lilibet's christening? Where was the respect when the Queen was on her deathbed and Charles said, Harry, you come but don't bring her? Where was the respect if this performative father-in-law who walked her down the aisle showing such support but failed once at all to support her, to show any kind of allegiance to her, to protect her from the tsunami of racism, the abuse.
The criticism that they weren't there at the christening is ridiculous. The christening was in California. There's no way that you could have suddenly magicked the king and the rest of the family over there. But you can also say the fact that they're not coming over and bringing the grandchildren is another miss.
But they did last year.
The grandchildren would never have gone to the coronation, and we know it's Archie's birthday, but
it would be nice for the family to be there for his birthday. I wonder, Shola, if there's a little bit, though, that actually that this shifts the narrative slightly. If it is, as you say, that Meghan is more empowered now, that she's drawn that line in the sand, that the narrative shifts now, so we'll be less obsessed as to whether they're going to be there together, and we'll go, this is great. If that's what she would like to do, that's what they want to do with the family, Harry can see his family and hopefully mend a few bridges there.
Yes.
And actually, that's got to be better for everybody.
I think that has to be normal. I'm sorry, everybody, as when people are pointing fingers at Harry and Meghan, I'm sure there are millions of married couples who do exactly what Harry and Meghan have done. And nobody's losing any sleep over it.
No, this isn't an ordinary family.
I'll tell you this, though. When I got the news that she wasn't coming, I screamed. I was laughing my head off. I was like, well
but
done,
Shola, that's because you're a supporter of Meghan. Equally, that they have fewer and fewer supporters. Their popularity has plummeted. And I think this is a missed opportunity where they could have started to rebuild their standing in this country. And as we were saying, many people are celebrating because they don't like Meghan.
Well, is there an element that because he's coming on his own, actually that rebuilding is going to be very, very sensitive initially, because of the book coming out the first time he's come over, that if it's just him initially now, he can create some of those bridges, so the next time, if Meghan does come, then maybe the foundations have been laid for him.
Of course, but Harry has said repeatedly in every single interview that he and Meghan are a team and that he really relies on her support. So again, I'm not saying she needs to be a sort of Tammy Wynette little, wife supporting her husband, but the fact that they present themselves deliberately so as a team, again, it would have been perfectly doable for her to come over.
Daisy.
They could have avoided the booze.
It is interesting.
Okay, hold on a second. One second, I need to address that point. First of all, Meghan Markle is not running away from booze. If anybody should be worried about booze, it should be dear King Charles, who every single time he shows his face gets booed, gets egged, and signposted with "Not my king." So no, I don't think that's
he has
the
more
issue.
support than he has detractors. He's not as popular as
Meghan Markle
the Queen.
has way more support than King Charles could even dream of. The point here is I'm sick
none
and
of the
tired.
polls point to that.
I'm not sure that.
Her latest poll rate readings are minus.
And tired of the onus being placed on Meghan and Harry to do the right thing. You need to make amends. That's just
But they're the ones who have made all the headlines. They're the ones who've made all the accusations.
Made all the headlines before Harry and Meghan started to speak out.
That's not true.
That is true.
Can I just ask you, do you think, though, that actually, whilst you would prefer them to be here together, that the palace are actually relieved?
I think they are.
I'm sure they are.
From their point of view...
It's a neat diplomatic solution. I totally get that, and it does avoid
It takes away a lot of the interest.
So in that regard, it works for everyone. We're going to have to leave it there.
For everyone.
Shola, Daisy, lovely to have you.
Everyone a winner.
Fantastic to have you both in.